Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans, specifically my Days of a Lives fans. So, I was doing a live stream, and one of my subscribers was telling me that Arianne Zucker, the actress that plays Nicole, got fired. They didn't renew her contract, and she's suing them for wrongful termination and also for Abers Alar. I really hate the fact that we share the same name. Mr. Alar and the allegations of him harassing her. And this is absolutely, utterly insane. This is insane for so many different reasons. First of all, the fact that Alar was able to get away with so much stuff, allegedly, so much stuff for so long, and people was there saying stuff, reporting him left and right, and the fact that he was able to stay on there as long as he did is insane. But they decided not to renew her contract. I don't know what the reasons for that was, but this leaves a huge gap. And first of all, let's before we even get to the story part, let's just sit there and talk about how much they effed her over. Okay, this chick had to sit there and deal with harassment, reporting this guy multiple times, and only after everyone literally stood their ground did they do something, and they decided to sit there and fire her. She's been on the show, well, she's been on the show way longer than I've been watching. She's been on the show for a very long time. She's a really good actress. She's been killing it with these stories. She's been killing it with these acting scenes and stuff like that. You know she's going to be nominated, or she should be nominated for a Emmy this year. And her story right now is very vital. And you sat there telling me you just decided to just let her go? Like, are you kidding me? Days at this point, here's the thing. Whenever an actor leaves or an actor gets fired, it's always very up in the air. People always sit there and say, well, the show's going to get canceled, or the show should get canceled, and people are going to stop watching it, and very up and down about that. The thing is, though, is that this show isn't on network television anymore. This show largely is heavily important. It's largely is important that people are subscribed to this to Peacock for days. So that's the importance of it. You know, it's not like on regular television where it's like they can keep going for a little bit. People start unsubscribing, and the show could be in jeopardy. The show was already in jeopardy, which is why it went to Peacock in the first place. And for them to be sitting there just making decisions like that makes no sense. Now, granted, I will sit there and say that I do not know all the facts, right? And they could very well have the reasons of why they decide to let her go. A lot of times in these situations, people know half of the story and they go off their feelings, right? This guy was allegedly harassing her, and that's just wrong. And it took them way too long for them to sit there and do something. But with that being said, we don't know what she was doing. I don't know that. I don't know the actress personally, so I can't sit there and attest. Maybe she was being a diva. Maybe she was being rude. Whatever. I have no idea. But you know, in these stories, I always sit there and say that there's usually three sides to a story. And since I don't work at the network, and the fans, they don't generally work at the network, we can't sit there and say for sure what is happening. But I can sit there and say it definitely sucks. I like her as an actress. I don't really understand why they would sit there and not renew her contract. She's been on the show for a very long time. Her character, clearly she has a fan base. And right now she's very important. So the only thing I can sit there and see them doing is recasting. And it's interesting because in my live stream, we were just talking about how, you know, they couldn't sit there and just recast Sammy. I remember I was like, maybe you should sit there and recast her. So yeah, in a lot of ways, see, I'm a new person. And people who've been watching the show for a while Listening to look at me during that live stream like he must have lost his effing mind. And it's the same thing with Nicole, right? Like for me, I don't know how much it would impact me because I haven't watched the character as long as other people. When people have grown with the character, they watch her struggle. See, the thing about these soap operas is that it's this emotional bond. Soap operas are a different genre than any other show because if the actor stays on the show, you literally grow with this actor. You, and I don't just mean like you grow with these actors and grow with them for their characters and go through the ups and the downs and the struggles and stuff like that. I mean, you literally grow with these characters. You age with these characters. You know, Sonny that I knew years ago was in high school clearly looks a lot different now, but I grew with that character. And I'm talking about Sonny on General Hospital. So saying good. I don't think it's a huge devastating blow as much as other people will sit there and say. Other people think this definitely is not good. It's not a good idea. I mean, we all know that yeah, Days has some money, but I mean, you looked at the episode today. You got Harris hanging out with his informant, Ava, in a park. And it's funny because one of my subscribers, Dolomedics, was saying, well, they have a shoestring budget. So they can only go certain places. But, with that being said, their budgets are already strained. Imagine they start that they're losing subscribers because of that. And it's crazy because we live in an era where it's like soap operas are literally a dying breed. They're practically extinct or whatever. We used to be a point where people said that they had 11, and people said before that they had 22. We have 4. And only 3 of them on network, only 3 of them were actually on regular television. They made the move to Peacock. Not because they really wanted to, but because they had to. They didn't have a choice. So they have to have they better have a really good reason of why they decided to just let her go. Because if they just decide to do it, oh, we did it for budget reasons. Oh, we felt because the character has went the mile that they went, we felt like we couldn't write anything more. Then, well, Days fans may wind up losing in the end. And it's unfortunate. Because Days fans lose, we all lose. Just on a side note, I'm not going to sit there and get into it today. Maybe I'll sit there and save it for another video. That's pretty much all I got, though. Let me know what your thoughts are, your comments are about her being fired, pretty much. The lawsuit that she's going to sit there and get on them. Do you think it's the right? See, the thing is, I can sit there and look at it right now and be like, well, it's kind of the right thing, but I don't know why they fired her. I know why she's suing, and I think if it's just based off of the fact that they felt like they couldn't write anything more for her after everything that she's went through on that show dealing with that guy, then I'm all for the lawsuit. But I have to sit there and wait and see everything to really be like, am I fully supporting this lawsuit? Right now, it's like, listen, they fire you for some BS reason, so I'll sit there and say, do what you got to do. But I don't know. Tom will sit there and tell. If there's more to this, I may sit there and do a separate video, or I may sit there and talk about it in my Days of Our Lives review if I do another Days of Our Lives review. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.